24/7 Storm Track weather with meteorologist Blaze Keller.
We had a little bit of shower activity today, even a few rumbles of thunder too, as two lines of storms really got going, but quickly fell apart as there wasn't a lot in the atmosphere to really keep them going. We have a low pressure system to our south and east continuing to push through parts of the Midwest, now beginning to push a lot of that activity into the Toronto area. And to our north and west, we find another low pressure system, and that's actually bringing the big change as we really head into the later second half of this upcoming week. It's going to bring in cooler, drier air as well as some breezy conditions for our Thursday. So overall, we're not looking at a whole lot in the way, though, of precipitation. We're going to be entering into not only a warmer than average kind of temperature trend, but also a drier one, at least for the next 7 days. It was 74 to our south in Peoria. We'll flip those numbers, and that was our high in Madison, 54 in Cedar Rapids, 42 in Duluth, and 40s across North Dakota. Maybe a little bit of snow still across extreme northern parts, but you can see the warmth has moved its way back northwards as that snow has continued to melt. We had these systems move on through, bringing up that warmth that has been sitting just off to our south. Highs across southern Wisconsin, 52 in Boscobel, 50 in Prairie du Chien, 50 in Janesville as well. You were really the only areas that got into the 50s. A few came close: Madison, Watertown, Middleton, and Monroe, Platteville, all within those mid to upper 40s. Montello, the coolest, at 43. We're at 43 in Mineral Point right now. 41 is our our temperature in Camp Douglas. Winds have turned out of the northwest, and they're beginning to pick up in speed, but they're really going to ramp up here as we go further into your overnight and remain breezy throughout your day on Thursday. So with the clearing clouds, we're going to slip back into those maybe even upper 20s to low to mid 30s. Again, those northwesterly winds are going to bring down that cooler air, but we're really not going to feel it until maybe Friday. That's kind of looking like the coolest day over the next 7. Some of our top wind gusts today, upwards of 25 to almost 30 miles per hour out of Fond du Lac. We're going to watch as wind gusts tomorrow could be upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour, especially as we head into the late morning through the early afternoon, as our wind speed line here in the yellow maintains about 15 to 20 miles per hour, but the gusts, as I mentioned, could be upwards of 25, 30, 35 miles per hour as we move in that cooler and more drier air mass. So we'll start off Thursday underneath clear to mostly clear conditions, and that's really going to persist throughout your Thursday. Maybe a little bit more cloud cover, especially across our northern counties as we head into Friday, but we're going to go into your weekend, again, on the quiet side, as we're not expecting any rain pretty much from here on out through the extended forecast. Not seeing any rain chances, unfortunately, but again, we have made some really big improvements over the last several months on our drought conditions, but we could always use that little bit more of rain. High temperatures are going to start to rebound after the weekend. We'll cool off into those 40s on Friday and then settle back into those 50s by next week. That warmer than average bullseye, that dark red, hovering over the Midwest, not only from the 14th through the 18th, but also from the 16th through the 22nd. So it is going to be a bit of a warmer, I would say, second half to November here. Tomorrow we're looking at the upper 40s to low 50s with mostly clear conditions, maybe a little bit more cloud cover farther north, but overall we're looking at a pretty nice kind of second half of the week, at least the start of it. Again, winds are going to be breezy, so send those kiddos off with a jacket as they're heading off to school tomorrow. There's a look at your 7-day forecast. A dry Veterans Day, and we could be back into the 60s by next Wednesday.